Alright, here is your asynchronous video for week 2 of Business Math A. We're going to talk about compound interest. So by the end of this, students will be able to compute problems using the compound interest formula. So compound interest is the interest earned not only on the original principal, but also on the interest earned during previous interest periods. So you're earning interest on interest. So we're given two formulas. The first formula you'll get given in lesson 8, a equals p times 1 plus r to the n. The second one is a equals p times 1 plus r over n to the nt. So the first formula you're given in lesson 8, the second one you're given in lesson 9. The first formula though, you can just go ahead and not use it. It does not cover all of the cases, it only covers certain cases, whereas the second formula you can use for any of the problems. So our A is what our investment is worth after a certain time period. P is the principal, that's what we start out with at the beginning. R is your rate. Remember that you will need to change it from a percentage to a decimal before you plug it into the formula. N is the number of times that you are compounding in a year. So if it's like annually, that's once a year. Semi-annually, twice a year. Quarterly, just like quarters in baseball, football, or the number of quarters in a dollar, that's 4 times a year. And then you got all the other ones also. And then T is just the number of years since you started. So let's go ahead and do a few examples to get this to make some sense. So example number 1, Scott has $7,300 in his bank account. Currently, he has an interest rate of 7%, compounded semi-annually for 3 years. What is his total investment after this time? Alright, so we have the 7,300, we got 7%, we got semi-annually, and 3 years. So we're going to take our formula of A equals P times 1 plus R over N to the NT. So P is our principal, that's what we start out with. So Scott currently has $7,300 in his bank account, so that's what we're going to use, times 1 plus R is our rate, 7%. Remember, you need to change it to a decimal, so either move your decimal point 2 to the left or divide by 100. N is the number of times a year, so we have semi-annually. Semi-annually is twice a year, so our value of N is 2. We got a 2 up in our exponent again for our N, and T is our years, so we're doing it for 3 years. So we have A equals 7,300. Now if I type this into my calculator, I'm going to type just the inside parentheses into my calculator. So I'm going to have 1 plus 0.07 divided by 2. It's going to give me a 1.035. 2 times 3 gives me a 6, so that's to the 6th power. So I'm going to go ahead and type all this into my calculator again. So I'm going to first do my 7,300 times, I got 1.035 raised to the 6th. And remember that we are dealing with money, so we are going to want to round our answer there. So if we look at our calculator again, we want to round it to dollars and cents. So we're going to do 8973.56. So we're going to have 8973.56. So what this means is that Scott's total investment is $8,973.56. So after 3 years, that's how much money will be in his bank account if he doesn't touch it. Example number 2. Jasmine has $21,000 in her bank account. Her account has a 13.6% interest rate compounded quarterly for 4 years. What is her total investment after this time period? So we're going to go ahead and plug in those numbers. So she starts out with $21,000 times 1 plus her rate, when you move the decimal 2 to the left or divide by 100, you get 0.136. Number of times a year, well, it's quarterly, so that's 4 times a year. Again, we have an N up in the top and the number of years, 4. Go ahead, type that into your calculator. So we're going to have 21,000. When we type that middle into our calculator, we're going to have the 1 plus 0.136 divided by 4. So we get 1.034. 4 times 4 gives us a 16. Type that into your calculator, round to the nearest cent, and we get that Jasmine's total investment is $35,854.85. Alright, so now that we've done 2 examples, let's see if you can do one on your own. So, practice problem. John has $1,240 in his bank account. His account is compounded annually for 2 years at a rate of 8%. What is his total investment after this time period? Go ahead, pause the video, and complete this problem and see what you get as your answer. Alright, so now that you've paused the video, you've unpaused the video after you tried it out. Let's see if you got it correct. So if you plug in all your numbers into your formula, you should get that John's total investment is $1,446.34. Alright, so that is it. So exit ticket is Serena has $130 in her bank account. Her account is compounded quarterly for 2 years at a 9.4% interest rate. What is her total investment after this time period? So you're going to answer this question along with some other questions on the check for your understanding. So go ahead, go back to the announcement. Click on the link that says click here for the check for understanding. Click on the here. It will take you to the Google form. Submit your Google form to get your points for this asynchronous session if you were not able to attend the synchronous session. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me. Either send me an email message or give me a phone call, and I will be able to help you out.